Hey everybody, this is Xavier Josiah of A.C.M.G, and I am here on this beautiful day with, speaking of beautiful, is the gorgeous badass Echo Endless from Philadelphia. She is a cosplay and model, am I correct?
That is correct.
And let's talk about, for instance, what, is normally expected to talk about. How did you get into cosplaying?
Cosplaying and costume making has kind of always been part of my life. When I grew up, my parents wouldn't let us buy store-bought Halloween costumes. So we always had to get together with my mom and make a costume. And of course she did most of the work, but so getting into making costumes and being imaginative in that way has always been part of my life. And then as I got a little older, I got involved in theater, and that just took it one step further, and I learned a lot, and I was really fortunate to have had the experiences of learning very young, so everything kind of comes second nature now.
So you were very deep from the very beginning, before cosplay was even acknowledged in your life.
Yes.
So you were very theatrical at first, more than anything. That's actually interesting. So there lies the question of, when exactly did you find the cosplay culture, or subculture for that matter, and how did you get inspired by it?
I think I really started cosplaying and going out and actually going out as She-Hulk long before cosplay was even something of a culture, where we would go to Chiller Theater Con up in North Jersey, and I would be She-Hulk there, and people would just kind of be like, really not know why, but I didn't care. This is what I want to do, and I kind of took a break for a little while, and then the cosplay community started to pop up, and there started to really be a place to go and do it, and other people that were inspired by what you were doing, and they were doing it even better, so they, then you become inspired, and it really is just, it's a really great community.
That's what I did notice about it, is that I've noticed from when I used to watch anime back in the 90s, and Sailor Moon was like the biggest thing, and for anything, I think Sailor Moon, to my knowledge, was the first cosplaying thing that was going on in Japan. It was girls dressing like one of the sailors, not just knowing that one of them was really getting down like that, but it was a real big thing, and it just I can't fathom as to how it just blew up to this major subculture and community that's really cool. And did you think it was actually going to be that big?
I never imagined it would be that big, or I would have an outlet for it, but I think one of the things that is just ingrained in us as human beings is that need to dress up, to literally cosplay, to put on a costume and pretend to be somebody else, whether it's characters, even cavemen would get dressed up and reenact the hunt. It's just something that is part of who we are as humans.
History repeats itself, as you say. Basically, you mentioned She-Hulk before, so, pretty obvious that that's one of your favorite characters.
Absolutely.
What drew you to that character in particular?
I think what draws me to She-Hulk, and what I love about She-Hulk as a character, is certainly the breaking the fourth wall, because that, coming from the theater background that I come from, breaking the fourth wall is always that kind of cheeky connection with the audience. But I think she's also a great role model. She is everything that, as a woman, I would want to be.
Right.
Not only is she a badass and strong, she's also makes strong really sexy, and she's also, she's a lawyer. She's incredibly smart.
She always brought in that empowerment, feel, even no matter what she was, whether it was on the cartoons, whether it was on the books, and I love that part about them. I don't know if Stan Lee was responsible for that, but, I thought that was a very liberated character, and every guy I know, if we have that conversation, that TMZ conversation of, what I'm talking about, of who'd you rather, She-Hulk is bound to be up, and it's almost like you got to get your Captain Kirk on for a minute. It's like, are you going to actually want to do the Green Girl?
Everybody's curious. Everybody's curious.
And other than that, I do believe from what I've seen from other pictures and such, you are also a X-Men, and particularly a Nightcrawler fan.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
X-Men definitely was kind of my first, foray into comics. It was really what I started reading deeply and read for, from the, issue 1, reading through, not that I was alive back then, not that old, but
you had a lot of catching up to do.
But I read, consistently through a couple of decades, and I love X-Men and Nightcrawler in particular.
So you didn't go out much?
No.
You're talking back 1963, and it's 2013 right now, people.
It's well preserved, not a lot of sun.
Right.
But I love Nightcrawler, and it took me a while to cosplay Nightcrawler because it is a male character. My current version of it is your Rule 63.
It's a very good version of it. I mean, as they'll see the pictures and everything, it's an extraordinary dedication to it. A good rendition of it, if I may say.
Thank you.
And it really rocks. That's the good part about cosplay. That's the art. That's the art side of cosplay that I love so much, and that it's becoming more of an art in itself. Is because there's a lot of dedication put into this thing. Like I said, it was in Japan in the 90s. With just girls from Japan actually really making a big deal out of it by dressing like Sailor Moon. Now you got people who are actually detail by detail, giving the definite respect to that intellectual property, so to speak, and really showing their passion for it.
That's why there's one of the pieces that I created for it was. The rosary for Nightcrawler, although you don't typically see Nightcrawler wear it with his costume.
Right.
His faith is very important to him,
yes.
And jewelry making is another thing that I do. So I just wanted to impart that into the costume in some way, shape, or form. So making the rosary was kind of my way to do that.
So Eka, tell me, is there anybody in the industry that you actually are looking at right now, or you inspire you, or actually drew you in?
I wouldn't say necessarily in the cosplay industry that there's anybody that I'm like, oh, this is my person, that is my person. I live under a rock. Like if it doesn't, I just found out that Ben Affleck's playing Batman yesterday. My heart was
conversation
just
begin, ladies.
I
don't know if you've seen on the group page, but apparently the minute that happened, that line of comments was just going down. It has been havoc. This is crazy. But yeah, a lot of heartbreak right there.
So for me, my inspirations really come from the things that I do. Like I don't watch TV, I don't really get out too much, but all of the things that I do in there, I am so fortunate to have people in my life that really inspire me. Some cosplayers, Rob Hexevo, Fox, TV Fox, John Steampunk. They're people, and Miguel Melendez are all people that we kind of have our little group or our little network of cosplayers, and we get together and we workshop and we work on stuff together. We work off of each other, and we kind of just like fuel the fire that way.
Cool, very cool. Now, also along with doing cosplay and modeling, you also are doing other projects as well. So let's talk about that.
Which one? No. I kind of have, and being cosplay inherently, you have to be a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to do a little bit of everything. Some of the other things that I do, my passion is music. I grew up in a musical family. There wasn't a night where, there wasn't band practice happening at my house. Cool. They are. It's a good place to grow up. Music, I'm a singer, I'm a rapper. I do all kinds of different music.
Actually, you know what? I did hear something on your site just recently, so I did hear it. I was like, okay.
That's how people go. They say, okay.
That's kind of the impression what I got too.
But it is definitely words were always a passion of mine, so that's kind of what drew me in. Music that I listened to drew me into that, and what you can find me on ReverbNation.com. Just search Echo Endless. I'm on there. I've got about 40 songs, everything from my more current hip hop all the way back to my more rock and roll and EBM and the
all right, so let's get down on that then. Who names some like your faves right now?
Faves, what am I listening to right now? Right now, I'm listening to. I kind of went back in time. I'm listening to a lot of mindless self-indulgence right now. So getting in on the craziness, the craziness there. I see that's what's playing on my pod right now.
And hip hop wise, what do you?
Hip hop wise, I like old stuff. Like
that's what I also listen to now.
Like Big Daddy Kane, Special Ed. Like that's that to me is hip hop.
Ladies and gentlemen, she rocks. Yeah, because we talk about this all the time. Like the stuff now is nothing new. There's so much missing from that. It's so hollow right now.
Yeah. So I'd like there to just be a little bit of thought behind it.
Yeah, exactly, and not just like advertising.
Yes.
So with that said, going back to cosplaying, is this something that's just for fun, or is this something that you want to take further, or is this something?
It is something that I want to take further, but I never want to lose the idea of doing it for fun.
Right, absolutely.
So it's a tough balance in that way, and I've run into that in my personal career a lot of times, where are you going to sacrifice who you are, and are you going to sacrifice what you love about what you're doing in order to make money at it?
It's funny you said that, because I just read on Entertainment Weekly Joss Whedon's article. The coolest thing he said that I'm keeping to myself, and you guys should keep too, because this is great for business. He said, never sit at a table that you can't walk away from. I mean,
that's some sage advice.
That you can't. The guy who created the perfect comic book movie. I'm not going to deny that dude. And Buffy. So,
yes.
And the perfect Buffy at that. Not with Pee Wee Herman. So let's close it out. Where can they find you more? Where fans see you now?
A little bit all over the place. Most oftentimes you can find me on Facebook. Just search Echo Endless on Facebook. If you are interested in looking at any of the things that I create accessory-wise, you can find me...
Which, by the way, we're going to talk because I want to look.
You can find me on Etsy. That would be Echo and Fox on Etsy. And I'm also a little new, but I'm getting on the Instagram finally.
Don't worry, I got an account. I just have an account.
And I think, as I said, Reverb Nation for my music.
Mm-hmm. Good. Then thank you, Echo, so much. I really appreciate your work. I appreciate you. Thank you, and I'm glad you're a part of the group. And we look forward to seeing more from you.
Thank you so
Wish
much.
you best of luck.
Thanks for having me.
This is Xavier Josiah of A.C.M.G, people.